I'm trying to stay warm. Just kidding. I'm only wearing a jacket to make you guys feel better back there. It is beautiful here in San Diego, even though the sun has finally gone down. And as long as I don't get hit by a longboarder, I think I'm doing pretty good, too. Arrowhead Stadium rocking this afternoon as the Chiefs try to win their first home playoff game since January 1994. In the 24 years since then, they've lost 5 straight home playoff games on this field. That is an NFL record. And check this out. Some old wooden ships out here in the harbor. Shocker fans, get out here. Until then, you stay classy. All right, I promise. It's the last time I do this week. Live in San Diego. San Diego. Chase Shannon, Kick Sports. Season, you lose a top 5 draft pick. You lose the National Player of the Year. Then this season, their top recruit, Billy Preston, that whole saga plays out. They bring in a high schooler mid-year and somehow, someway, win another Big 12 Conference championship, win the conference tournament, and are now in the Final Four on the game's biggest stage. Bill Self said yesterday, this is the most exhausting couple of days for any college player. That's because of us, the media. And we're going to bother the Jayhawks again tomorrow. Another media day over at Final Four as we still get ready for Saturday's games. And I got a boat to catch, so I'm going to get out of here. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Leon. Week 10 on the Friday Football Blitz. A lot of teams believe that they will win. It's also the second round of the playoffs. We're going to break down the 6A. We're going to break down 4A's top division, but we're going to start with Class 5A. There is a battle of the birds happening in Mays tonight. 2 of the top programs in the classification, Heights paying Mays a visit. Yeah, let me show you something real quickly. At these football stadiums, you notice this in all the Final Fours, these raised courts. So they fit about 70,000 here in the Alamo Dome. Watch your step there. And yeah, so yeah, these raised courts. What really kind of would worry me if I was playing on here, Jim, is falling off the edge. I think that'd just be terrible. But in those first 2 meetings, the one constant was Shaq Morris. He averaged 23.5 points and 11 rebounds. Tonight, though, in the first half, he was 0 for 4 from the field. He ended up with 10 points and 8 rebounds. But Temple keying on Shaq actually opened things up pretty big time for some of the others. Yeah, 2 Cinderellas dancing here in Atlanta, only one punching their ticket to the Final Four for the first time in more than 50 years. A 9 seed and an 11 seed, but it's the 11 seed moving on. Of course, K-State looked doomed from the start in this one. It hurts for the Cats, but they have a lot to be proud of this season. A golden opportunity Saturday for K-State, trying to make the Final Four for the first time since 1964, and the improbability of this run makes it all the more exciting. In their way, a scarf Cinderella. Loyola trying to become the first 11 seed to make the Final Four since VCU did it in 2011. They called this the Kentucky Invitational. They ranked all 16 teams left standing and put K-State at 16. John Calipari coached Sweet 16 teams, had never lost a game in this round, but last night, history.
Yeah, let's get ready.
It's a little cold to be playing baseball this time of year.
You guys here?
When the sun's out, the country music is blaring.
Driving with my eyes closed.
Things on the diamond just feel right. Spirits are high on this day for the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes.
I will be diving with this thing on.
But in December of 2016, the mood was a little different.
I was just happy I was there.
Coyote outfielders Aaron Hurd and Rex Campbell were both in the same 8 a.m. class.
I remember Rex texting me the morning of and asked if we had class, and I said, yeah.
He was kind of just tapping his leg, doing his thing. We were taking notes, watching a video.
Moments later, Hurd collapsed to the ground.
At first, I thought he was just having a seizure.
Less than 24 hours before, Campbell received his CPR certification. Call it fate, call it whatever you want. He rushed to help.
Thought everything was fine and laid him on his side in the recovery position and checked for a pulse and his breath, and they were both gone. So I started doing chest compressions, and that's when everything started happening.
Sudden cardiac arrest. Not a moment to waste. Campbell performing a skill he learned at 6 o'clock the night before on his teammate.
Rex, he just took over the situation, took control, and he kind of kept everybody else calm from what I hear.
It was 3 or 4 days in, I started waking up, I guess, after the incident. You know, I don't remember that. I was in the hospital for 13 days. I remember the last day and a half.
From there, it was a long road to recovery, having to figure out little things, like how to eat, how to walk again.
I was upset that I wouldn't be on the field for 3 more months, you know, almost lost my life, and I'm worried about baseball.
He's a stubborn, hard-headed, just strong-willed individual, and I had that feeling deep down all along that he was definitely going to come out of this.
Now batting for the Coyotes.
Come out of this.
The designated hitter.
He did.
Number 6, Aaron Hurd.
Hurd returning to the field this spring.
I mean, it's a miracle, that he's here with us today.
A right fielder, a power hitter, back in the lineup, and on a Saturday in January, his first home run since returning to the field.
That's gone.
I knew that was, I kind of had a feeling, going into the season, that was going to be the moment that kind of got us. And, but to see the emotion pouring out of him when he did get to me at third was it was tears of joy.
A moment that may have never happened without a text message.
Something so simple, so small, but maybe if he wasn't in class, things would be different.
And a moment that may have never happened without the help of a teammate.
Man, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's just God looking out. I'm thankful for Rex, Makes for a heck of a story, but, yes, sir.
And since that home run in January, he's had 3 more, including today. Hurd's big takeaway from this: have fun and enjoy every second of life and always be in the moment. Jim and Deb. You see this young man behind me leading the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles to their football stadium on Friday night. He is one tough dude, and that could be one of the many reasons BC is 3 wins away from a state championship. Out of all the big bodies on the Bishop Carroll football team, it's the littlest Golden Eagle that may be the toughest.
It's just amazing the position that he's in, and it's all fun.
John Brandon, a 6-year-old who loves his BC teammates. Getting to spend time with them helps keep his mind off of everything else.
With John, he has a little bit of worries on his plate.
It's been a rough year for John.
Some hurdles that he's overcome, and that's what this is about. And those boys know that, and they have allowed him to have that smile. They've made that smile for him.
Initially diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, he's lost hearing in an ear and has trouble walking at times. The Brandons recently found out he's been misdiagnosed and instead has a nerve conduction disorder. Some days are better than others for the youngster, but the best days are the ones he spends with his heroes.
That's what keeps him going. And, doctor's appointments, he knows he can tough it out because he knows that they tough it out, and they tough it out for him. When he's out here, he's laughing and he's smiling and he's tackling, and he, has no care in the world because this is his love, is being a Bishop Carroll football player. And for me to be able to let him have that dream come true, just amazing.
Him being in the position that he is, it makes me look at life a different way and give it a different perspective and never take things for granted.
All those big bodies on the Bishop Carroll football team.
He pushes me. He really does, and it's great. I love him.
It's the littlest one, showing them all how to be tough. What an awesome young man, and those are definitely his heroes. His mother was telling us that they go out, in the backyard, and he has a roster list of all the Eagles, and he's out there talking about how he's each one of them when he plays their position. Wow. The Bullpup football team always has the highest of expectations each year. Plenty of seniors ready to make a push for state this fall, including a secret weapon at running back.
I can't catch Ryan. He ran right out of his shoes.
We just say he's a beast. He's a rhino.
Yeah.
Ryan Ronci,
Come on, team.
nicknamed Rhino, working with the Bullpups Club all 4 years of high school and making sure they're ready to go come game day.
Down, set, go! And yell it. Be loud so everybody can hear you. Down, ready, set, go!
I think Ryan is the soul of our team. He's got a smile on his face every single day. He brings so much energy to this team. We can really bounce off of Ryan. A long day at practice, we can go in, we can see Ryan in the locker room with a big smile on his face, knowing everything's going to be all right.
Ryan has Down syndrome, but it hasn't slowed him down a bit. Getting in there and helping out his teammates and always supplying the motivation.
He's dependable, and he's always in a good mood, so he's always pumping us up, and he's always got a smile on his face.
He's done so much for them over the years, they decided to do something for him. Last Friday, number 41 taking the field with his teammates.
We got into the huddle. The kids were aware of what was going on, and as soon as we broke the huddle, the kids said, you know we want to get this one in for Ryan.
Ryan Rossi with the carry. He could go all the way, folks. He's to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Ryan Rossi.
The Rhino scoring a touchdown in front of all of McPherson, then showing us all his patented dance moves.
Being have fun with my friends, have my victory dance. Yeah, it's fun.
His teammates love him just like he loves his teammates. And just like he celebrates every time the Bullpups see the end zone, they celebrate with their secret weapon at running back.